You've invested a lot in your education, and people have invested in you. And let me tell you, the world needs your talents. Man, does it ever. The world needs a lot, and we need it from you. We really do. We need it from you young people. I mean, I'm not speaking for the rest of us up here, but I know I'm getting a little grayer. We need it from you, the young people, because remember this. So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. Because remember this, you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. I'll say it again. You will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried it, and all they got was robbed. So the question is, what are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors, some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money, some of you have patience, some of you have kindness, some of you have love, some of you have the gift of long suffering. Whatever it is, whatever your gift is, what are you going to do with what you have?
Fail big. That's right. Fail big. Today's the beginning of the rest of your life, and it can be very frightening. It's a new world out there. It's a mean world out there, and you only live once. So do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. Sometimes it's just to not curse somebody out. Simple goals, but have goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline, which you have already done, and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey.
Many people look back on their life and wonder what they could have accomplished, what they could have been if only they'd been more decisive and committed. You don't have to look back in your life with regrets. You don't have to be that person that has lived a life for everyone else, doing everything for everyone except for you. You can avoid the kind of regret by choosing to become the best you can be. Become what you were meant to be. You can master your life. You can master your situation. Miles Monroe said the wealthiest place in the world is not the gold mines of South Africa, nor the oil fields of Iraq or Iran. They are not the diamond mines of South Africa or the banks of the world. The wealthiest place on the planet is just down the road. It is the cemetery. There lie buried companies that were never started, inventions that were never made, best-selling books that were never written, and masterpieces that were never painted. In the cemetery is buried the greatest treasure of untapped potential. What I'd like to say to you today is, don't die with your talent and your potential within you. You don't have to look back with regrets. I want to urge you to rob the cemetery. Rob the cemetery of your talents, of your gifts. Learn to live full and die empty. Well, that's easy for you to say. How do I do it? I'm stuck. First, you got to know what your strengths are. Assess your strengths. We're going into a new year. Don't let the coming year be the same as last year. Find yourself in a different place. You do that by assessing your strengths. Your greatest potential will involve one or more of your strengths. Most strengths can be applied to any endeavor with the focused approach. But you gotta know what you're good at. You gotta know what you're better at than anyone else. And you may say, I'm not good at anything. And I want to tell you that that is the story, that is a lie that you have been telling yourself. Everybody has something that they are good at. And on the flip side, what are your weaknesses? What is it that I might need help with? What resources do I have around me to help me reach that potential and rob that graveyard? Determine, what do you want to accomplish out of life? Zig Ziglar often said, if you give enough people what they want in life, you'll get what you want in life. What do you want to give? What do you want to accomplish? How do you want to serve? Everything depends on you moving forward, on the decision, on what you want to accomplish in your life. We live in an age of cell phones, beeps, notices, dings, rings, computers. We are constantly being bombarded with information. We are constantly being distracted. Another way you can reach your full potential in the coming year is learn to avoid those distractions. Turn off those notifications. We all have things that we enjoy doing. We got to free up that mind space. We have to learn to be proactive, not reactive. Make a list of your favorite distractions and figure out how you're going to avoid them. Is it the cell phone? Is it the computer? Is it the telephone? Is it having too many conversations in the water cooler and wondering why you're passed over year after year after year after year for promotion? We don't have to recreate the wheel. Success leaves grooves. To be successful, we must do what successful people do. To be successful, we must do what successful people do. People who are not successful are unwilling or not willing to do what those who are successful to do. Don't be that person. Find a mentor. Make a commitment to yourself. Earlier, I had said, assess your strengths. Make a commitment to yourself to master something. Make a commitment to yourself to be better, to do better, to have more. Ask yourself, have you ever truly committed yourself to anything? Now is the time to do that. What interests you? What do you want to know inside and out? Mastering anything can give you a new level of confidence. It's going to take some sacrifice to master anything. It's going to take your time. Now is the time. Don't wait. Sacrifice so that you can become what you want to become, so that you can live your full potential. Stop living a misplaced life. Only you can decide to be better, do better, have more, make more impact. It's you